Boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. Chaps, I hope you guys are doing well. Whoa, it's a bit of a weird day today, honestly. I don't know. But, anyways, where are my manners? I hope you guys are doing well. And obviously, Scoopy is here with another episode, should I say. An episode, I don't know, more like a rant, obviously. These are more like rants, to be fair. I want to treat them as like these rants that I do online on subjects which are like related to life. And that's how they're going to be. And they're going to be somewhat, sometimes they're going to be long, sometimes they'll be short. But to be fair, like, they will be of value to you if you use it, actually. But, anyways, today, as you've guessed from the title by now, it's a pretty simple concept when I try to explain it to you guys. But honestly speaking, like, what does it even mean that I just wrote on the title? Like, the ability to present your case. Learn how to present your case. What does that mean? Now you might think to yourself, oh, like, I'm not a lawyer by any chance. So what the hell is this guy telling me to do? Like, do I have to like go to law school, or what's the story? When I say learn how to present your case, just imagine for a second. Let's say you're a lawyer. You're a lawyer by chance. So what do? You have to save someone. Let's say I commit a tax fraud. All of a sudden, all right, it might happen in the future. Who knows? But whatever. You cut, and I come up to you and I tell you like, oh, I need your help. What are you gonna do? You're gonna present my case, right? Now, how well you present it and how well you're able to like articulate and internalize and present the wording determines kind of like if I will be proven innocent or not. Obviously, with the evidence as well, that's one thing. But even if there's concrete evidence, and let's say people are trying to like prove me guilty of it, I will get into jail, right? And only your communication can save me in terms of that. Specifically saying, because yes, the evidence is good, it can help, but ultimately you have to present it really well as well, right? You have to present it in a manner which is palatable, which is more concise, which is precise as well, and it's dumbfound actually. Like, it's pretty simple. Like, people understand it on a baseline level. It's not about fancy wording, it's about how you say that's more important. So when I say about so this idea of me saying, oh, learn how to present your case is about communication. Communication is single-handedly one of the most highest leverage skill that you can learn. The ROI on communication is really, really huge. And there's something you need to learn as well. Something a lot of people like I've seen over time in life, people never learn. I as well was not a good communicator. Right now I might be rambling to, yapping to, yes, but there's something I've built over time. Something I've kind of, I wouldn't say perfected because there's always another level I can reach. I would say something I've learned over time from other people, from other communicators who are really good at it. And that's how I would say, like, and for me personally, like, if you learn communication, it can open a whole raft of doors for you. Let's say you are in a corporate environment. If you don't know how to communicate well, you're not gonna go through the office space really well. Let's say you're, I don't know, maybe you work in, what do you call this place? Fuck's sake. Maybe you work in sales. Funny enough, you work in sales. You don't know what to say. You don't know how to communicate. You're gonna fuck up every single time. That's how it's going to be. That's why communication is so important. And it's not just about just saying it all the time. It's about listening as well. So there's a lot of things I need to cover today, and funny enough, a lot of notes for that as well today. So we're gonna go over that one. But But firstly, how did I come across communication on my end for the most part? Bit of a backstory. I was not a good communicator, and secondly, English is not my first language, by the way. So you might have a bit of a pattern interrupt when you see a brown guy talking about, saying in a really like fluent accent, and you might think to yourself, "Oh, how the hell does this guy have an accent? For fuck's sake!" Like, he was never living in these first world countries, and I wasn't. But it's only something I've learned over time. Funny enough, part of it is also due to sales as well, which I'll get into later, throughout the video. But that's how it's been. I wasn't good at sales. Sorry, I wasn't good at communication. Wasn't good at sales as well. But my English and my ability to speak was always so subpar, simply because I didn't know what to say and I never really tried it. Like, okay, yeah, I went to school, big deal. But funny enough, school, they don't teach you fuck all. Like, I still remember this one instance where the actual moment that pushed me to learn more about communication, learn about articulation, and learn more about English and how people communicate, how people perceive you, how you listen. What pushed me was this one incident when I was in high school. I was in 10th grade, basically. And there was this English class, and I still remember, like, I understood the lesson of what it was about. It was a story about something. And I understood it. It's just I didn't know how to put it into wordings. So the teacher's just going around the class, and she's like, you get up, you get up. Tell me why is this? Tell me why is this? She's asking questions to all of us like randomly, like And I knew what it was, but it's just like I don't know how to put it into wording. But I did put it into wording. This is the funny part, and I put it into wording which was too perfect. That was the problem. She didn't understand. She's like, "What the fuck is this guy saying?" Like funny, like nothing against her. She was a good teacher, but and she points towards the next guy and she's like, "Oh, you get up and you tell me what's the story." And he tells her pretty much, I'm like, "That's so basic." But then it kind of hit me over time, like that's what it's meant to be. It should be understood by everyone. Like that's a bit subjective again, but at a base level, when you're trying to get your message across, when you want people to understand you, you want people to relate to you, you have to kind of put yourself in their shoes. Are they, going to understand what I actually have to say, or I'm just rambling for no reason because I just want to be looked as if I'm some kind of intellect? That's the important point, and that's a mistake I made as well with communication. It's over time that I realized of how communication actually shapes, you know, how people perceive you, and over time realize like, oh, it's not really about what I say, it's about how I say it, most importantly. So that's when it all started for me. And over time I took courses, I joined other communities, turned with other people. That's how I landed on the accent side, which I'll get into. And also I was into sales. I'm still in sales, funny enough, but when I moved into remote sales for the first part, I was working with these UK, US agencies, and over time, I would always talk to these people in the team or some of my bosses that would be there or these clients and whatnot. And over time on these Zoom calls, like I had to kind of force myself into that accent. I had to learn it over time. I had to press myself to learn it. So that's something I learned on the fly, but also over time, I would like put like tongue twisters. I would simply use tongue twisters, like normal tongue twisters that I would use was like, funny enough, I would go into this one that I had. I think it was this one where it says like a simple basic one is just going over. We all heard this one when we were children. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. You emphasize each word, and it really opens up your mouth. Pause. Whatever. But it really opens up the way you say the words. Or the simplest ones like seashells, seashells by the seashore. Nimble ones. Or if you go into more like you can do single word pauses like ka, ka, ka. You say it repeatedly and like ra, 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 ra. You almost like you don't force it through your throat, you force it through your diaphragm. Use your diaphragm for speaking, not your throat. You might think like I'm speaking from my throat. I'm actually not. This is also an important point. I'm actually using my diaphragm right now to speak for the most part. And that's how I kind of like I know there's a lot of like nuances into it. I could even make an entire video around it, but my idea is to make you guys understand like why presenting your case and having the ability to present your case well is important. But inevitable like because I can make an entire like course around it, to be fair, like on YouTube, and actually explain to you guys how each technique works ultimately. That is a real that's a real video in and of itself. But that's kind of like how I started into what I was doing, and even over time I did something I perfect. I'm funny enough now. This is the reason I'm sitting in front of the camera and speaking to you right now, because I know I can speak and I know I can get my point across and I know you're gonna understand it or take something out of it that you can actually apply into your life. That is really important. So that's how it like came to me for the most part. Like that's how it entered into my life. And for communication specifically, I feel like it boils down to there's a lot of things into it. The main 3 points I want to touch in this video for the most part is three things specifically. Is how you internalize the wording. Secondly, how you also, how do I say, articulate, would that be a better word? Or should I say, how do you pause yourself? Sorry, your tonality as well. So the three things. How you internalize the wording, how are you able to articulate in a manner, and how good is your tonality? So internalizing. So as I said, like there's a reason you have 2 ears. Like I have ears as well, but my hair is long, so it's going all over the place. But I have 2 ears. You have 2 ears. All of us have 2 ears for one simple reason: listening is more important than saying things. And yes, you have to speak. I'm speaking as well right now. You're listening to me ramble to you right now. However, being able to present your case is one thing. You cannot present your case, you cannot get the idea what to say until you listen to the other person. People want to be heard, so you listen to them. You internalize everything they have to say. How do you internalize? You listen to what they have to say. Okay, get a bit of an idea. Basic questions: how, when, where, what, why. How, when, where, what, and why. You don't have to follow this sequence, but I'm just giving you a basic idea. And then dig deeply into each specific thing. Let's say they're speaking about this problem that they had. Let's say they want to learn, they had this problem in terms of like, they're talking about their friend who wasn't, who hadn't lost weight in a while. Or you can say like, how long has it been? What weight is he at? What's his age? And then you go into specific. Oh, how long has it been? Has he tried something? Oh, he hasn't tried anything. That kind of leans into towards the fact that okay, he has a procrastination problem because he never tries. That's a thing. Or let's say he has tried and he has tried 10 different things. Oh well, it's not like 10 different things never worked. It's just the fact that he's inconsistent with all of those things. So it's either a procrastination problem or either an inconsistency problem. See what I did there? How I internalized it. This is really important. This is really important. This is what I did. How do I understand? I didn't try to force the angle. I didn't try to assume. That's the thing. Don't try to force the angle. Don't try to assume anything. Just be dumbfound, dumb down, and just listen for a while and understand, okay, this is what's happening. This is what's happening. This could be this part or this can be this part. Then dig in deeper more. Then understand, okay, is this person in a good position in your life or not bad position? Most part is going to be bad position because most people are doing fuck all with their lives. But anyways, probably going to be in a bad position. How is it impacting your life? In the past, how has it like most specifically impacted their life in the past? How has being in this position impacted their life in the present, and how it's going to impact their life in the future? Past, present, and future pace. That's what you do. And then you can see, oh, what has the cost of inaction been for the person? Are they still going to be acting on the cost of inaction, or they want to lean into accountability? You want to lean them to accountability, or because they had to take ownership ultimately. Otherwise, there's no point for them to change. They're not going to change. That's more important. People rarely change as well. Remember that. And your job is not to just tell them what they, what they want to hear. You have to tell them what they need to hear. Because I kid you not, people are lied to all the fucking time. People are liars. They lie all the time to other people. If you stand out as one of those few people who want to have like truthful conversations because your curiosity is there, that's all we actually need. And as this leads me towards my second part, which is still the first part actually, internalizing, but internalizing has two parts: listening and having the last word that I said, curiosity. Give a fuck. Be Mr. Curious. Be a fucking detective. Be Batman for fuck's sake. Do really understand why is this person this way? Be genuinely curious about this person. Oh, why is this person having these problems right now? Why are they facing this issue? How are they able to solve this issue? Oh, they're successful in life. Why are they successful? What were they the setbacks that they faced? Every single thing has a part to play in their lives. And be curious about every single person. Don't be like, oh, it's just another person. It's just another conversation. No. Actually be curious as to why is this person the way they are. Be curious. Be Mr. Detective. Give a fuck. That's really important. Leaning with the intention that I'm as genuinely as curious as I can. I'm going to be as genuinely curious as possible because I really want to have a truthful conversation with this person. Next time when you move into conversation with your friends, your family, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever, your significant other, your loved ones, whatever it may be, any other random person on the street, maybe the barista you might have seen waiting next in line to the bus stop. I don't know. Just have this intention in your head. I want to be as genuinely curious as possible because I want to have a real, truthful conversation with this person and see how the conversation actually unfolds. So that's leading us towards the first part. What was the first part actually? Internalizing. And internalizing has two subdivisions, as I said: listening and curiosity. It's action in both parts, but they're more based on intention as opposed to action. And secondly, is going to be articulation for the most part. Articulate. The ability to articulate, the ability to present your case is really, really pushed into the specific end because, as I said, you don't have to speak fancy wording. You don't have to sound genius. You don't have to sound too intelligent. You just have to sound. You have to try to sound as someone who is relatable. Speak concise, speak normal, but how you say it is going to be having a huge impact as well. speak in a manner in which people like they want to be heard. They want to like people want to be heard. Now you're gonna speak to them in a manner in which they just want to listen to you. How would you do that now? Because you want to have truthful conversations, right? You want to have truthful conversations. So how will you articulate really well? This is the another thing you want to keep in mind. You want to lean in with the intention that this person that is in front of me, I'm gonna have a truthful conversation. It might get like a bit uncomfortable sometimes, but that uncomfortable conversation is needed to avoid an uncomfortable life. Remember that. That is really important. Sometimes you need to have a hard conversation. Sometimes the conversation is too easy. I'm not saying be serious all the time and just have these hard ass conversations, but understand that for the most part, like when you're actually getting serious with your life, you're gonna have situations in your life where you have to have conversations which are gonna be really in line with who you are and really in line with what you actually have to do with life. Like they're gonna be in line with your purpose if you have one actually. That's another story. I'm not gonna discuss that later down the line someday. Another video, obviously, of how to actually understand your purpose. But as I said, that is really important. Before you understand, how to say it, you need to have this intention. Really, really fucking important. That truthful intention is really important. And how to say it. Don't sound super intelligent. Simply. Just use simple wording and just speak normally for the most part. And try to pace your conversation. This is really important. I'm pacing this entire conversation without you even realizing it. I'll give you a normal example right now. I'll show you how you pace it. So, as I said, you have to use your diaphragm, not your throat, to speak. Let's say I'm going to take in some air right now, and I'll try not to pace it and see how this conversation unfolds. Just get ready now. 3, 2, 1. So I went to the grocery store the other day, and I couldn't find any substitutes for this apple juice that I bought. So I just went for the option that they have on the right end. See what happened to the conversation just because it just flowed. I didn't pace it. See what I did there? I'm gonna do it again now, but this time I'm gonna pace it. How I'm gonna pace it, I'll show you. 3, 2, 1. So yesterday, I went to the grocery store and they didn't have the apple juice that I was currently looking for. So I just went for the other variants that they had usually. And I just ended up picking the left one because it seemed more palatable and it seemed more, how do I say, aesthetic. See what I did there? The breath was the same. Nothing really changed about the breath for the most part. What actually changed was just the fact that how I paced it properly. That's all that actually changed. And that's really the part of articulation, honestly. It's just how, keep that intention same and just speak normally and just pace it really, really well so that people understand it really well. Something that I struggle with as well because you can tell by now, I speak really fast sometimes. I do. I understand that. Yeah, I do understand that. But I also try to pace it as well, something that I'm kind of really working on as well. And I have kind of worked on for a while now. It's been working out well, especially if I'm in YouTube right now. I need to get my point across to people. How will I do that if I don't pace my voice properly and pace my words properly? That is really fucking important, mate. So that's 2 parts of the video done almost. The last part, tonality. Tonality is king, as I told you. You having the right tonality and you shaping up your words is really, really important. How does tonality work though? I'm not going to give you a broad answer because tonality alone deserves a video in and of itself. Like how can tonality be actually achieved? There's certain exercises that you can do on tonality, something that I would kind of touch the surface on. But certain jaw exercises that you do to shape up your tonality and the way you can say the word is really important. I would show you these are some of the exercises that I've done over time. Some of them are pretty simple. It's called lip trills. Lip trills are literally you're chilling your lips, you literally chill it. I'm not even saying this may seem funny to you, but this is actual thing. People in the production and the movie industry do it as well. And acting, people do it all the time. Trills actually, just to really loosen up the voice and make sure that their wording is really, really on point and precise. Normal exercises like humming, they hum their throat. They sometimes hum from their chest, or sometimes they hum all the way so it feels it onto their head and their body. Normal, these exercises you can do to actually relax yourself and just make your tone feel as natural and as nimble as possible. So as nimble as possible, because yes, you can be you have to be hard sometimes and push people right in the fucking chest. Sometimes you have to do that, and that's a really important lesson as well, because real friends stab you in the chest as opposed to your back. Pause. Whatever. I'm just kind of joking around. I'm sorry. Like this is like tonality is kind of hard for me to explain as well, because it also depends on your facial expressions as well. So if you go and say something on the lines of, "Oh, how long has that been working out? Oh, how long has that been working out for you? How long has that been working out for you, John?" Mind if I ask you, John, like, how has that been working out for you? Has that been working out for you? How has that been working out for you, John? How is that working out? How has that been working out for you, John? See different variations of that I did of the same sentence, how it can really impact the way it does. I don't think I did it really well. I think I did it like the camera for a second. Let me do a retake again. How long has it been? How long has that been working out for you, John? How long has that been working out for you, John? How long has it been like working out for you, John? How long has that been working out for you, John? How long has it been working out for you, John? How long has it been working out for you, John? How long has it been working out for you, John? See different expressions, different tonalities, different facial expressions, different energies. The way I did that was deliberately for you to understand how tonality actually works in real time. That's how I think I didn't do a good job again. I might not be sure. I need to check on the video. If I do a second cut, like again, I'm gonna say it to the face. If I do a second cut for this, it probably has been because it wasn't too well. But let's see how it goes at the end of the video. But honestly, we are at the end of the video. To be fair, that's how communication actually works. That's kind of like the gist of, as I said, the ability to present your case, how it actually works in real time. I went over being able to internalize. Most importantly, internalization, again, the intention, and also how you understand their wording. And then I went into articulation. How you say it is more important as opposed to what you say. Tonality, how you like are able to like pace the word like accordingly. All these topics are so broad that I can only fit so much into one video, because all of them can maybe like be made like an hour-long video on its own. Tonality on its own is an hour-long video, honestly. Intention alone and having that state of having a truthful conversation, that is a video alone on its own. So it's a lot, honestly, to be fair, mate. But I try my best to keep it concise as to in a box. But again, something I would like do more in the future, hopefully. Inshallah. Inshallah. Let's see. But that's going to be it for today, chaps. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys probably in the next one. I'll probably put a poll on which video you want to see next specifically in terms of like the topic. But I'll make sure of that. I'll see you guys soon. Take care now.